Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you might, of course, as you have heard, the Honorable Vice Governor has put on record that he, together with Board Member Junicio Victor Balite, has inhibited in the deliberations of this committee meeting, understandably for reasons being that the resource person being invited Attorney Diputado is related by affinity to the said officials. Please put that on record. For the record, we have Board Member Balite who will stay for a while, and although he will not participate in the deliberations, that's what I understand. From the PCL, Board Member Cecil Ribasura. From Liga ng Barangay, Board Member Molex Pedosa. And 2nd District Board Member Agapito Benido. We would like to acknowledge also the following persons. Representing Board Member Abaco, his LSA, John Ray Hanuyan. Representing Board Member J. Bautista, her LSA, Crispin Buslon. And of course, our resource person, Attorney Salvador Diputado. From Dave Risponte of DYTR. Kagawad Sen Gingging also of DYTR. From Bohol Times, Jessa Agua Ilana. Okay. Bohol Times, Khalil Kamba. Teddy, is this Daganato?
Yes.
What's this, sir? KFC rather. Okay. These are the persons who have signed the attendance sheet. Romy, please find time to continue in having the persons present this afternoon to sign the attendance sheet. As a reminder, please, to ensure the sanctity of our discussions this afternoon, please put all your cell phones on silent or vibration mode as the case may be, so as not to disturb the proceedings. That goes for all. You are a BM, an employee, or a guest, please, silent or vibration mode so that we will not be disturbed. We are expecting the other board members. May I request the Secretariat to please follow up, Romy? The other BMs who are, may we know their whereabouts, whether they are coming or not. The invitation was for 1:30 in the afternoon. Obviously, we have started a bit late. There are 2 items referred to the Committee of the Whole for discussion. The first item is the manifestation of the Honorable Elpidio Hala, Board Member, 3rd District of Bohol, regarding the allegation that an official of the provincial government of Bohol has an $81 million deposit of a certain bank in Bohol. The second item is a letter from Attorney David B. Tirol, Board Member of BLCI, representing the province of Bohol. This is with regards to the instructions of the August body for him to render a quarterly report. We will take this up later as soon as Attorney David Tirol shall have arrived. For the moment, we are going to take up item number 1. First, let me express our gratitude in behalf of the whole SP committee to Attorney Salvador Diputado for acceding to our invitation to attend to this committee meeting. As a backgrounder, the first committee meeting was on June 22, if I'm not mistaken, and Attorney Diputado, I believe, sent a letter explaining his absence because you were in Manila for an appointment. So thank you for coming, and of course to all of us who have come here to the committee meeting, good afternoon and welcome. Please, to ensure an orderly flow, wait for you to be recognized before you speak. Just raise your hand so that we will have an orderly discussion. Friends of the media, thank you for your presence. At this point, may we hear an opening statement from Attorney Salvador Diputado, if you wish, on the issue which has been hugging the airwaves for the past weeks, on the issue that accordingly an official of the provincial government of Bohol has an $81 million deposit in a certain bank. This matter was raised by Board Member Elpidio Hala of the 3rd District and consequently referred to the Committee of the Whole of the previous Sangguniang. In a committee report on June 24, if I'm not mistaken, it was agreed during the committee report that in the interest of propriety and fairness, a second meeting will be conducted to give time to Attorney Diputado. Attorney Diputado, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presiding Officers, the board members present, colleagues in the media, to all of us, good afternoon. I would have wanted to raise several points before I am made to answer, because as a lawyer, the presiding officer knows that in due process there are two aspects, procedural and substantive. When I talk of procedural, this has something to do with the procedure taken by the committee as a whole. First, I would like to ask if this matter being taken up by the previous board should be allowed to be carried on as the same subject matter in this present board. Because as far as I know, and based on my research, since this Sangguniang has a distinct and separate personality from the Sangguniang which originally tackled this matter, I suppose if this matter is taken up, there should be a refiling of a resolution. But as far as I know, it seems that this was just carried on. So I wish to know if procedurally this is sound. Second, since I was invited to attend a committee of the whole, is this proper to continue with the proceedings when you cannot even muster a quorum? And I suppose if I wasted my time attending this session, those who also received the notice from the Vice Governor to attend, especially the members of the board, should have also respected the notice from the Vice Governor. Because if you are busy, I am also busy. If you are looking for money, I am also looking for money. Every hour, every minute, every second, we are looking for ways to improve our financial condition. So if I am sacrificing my time as well as you, then we might as well ask if should we continue with these proceedings when only very few of you are present. So those two matters, please, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you for the query. On the first matter, I would like to inform all the members of all who are present this afternoon. This matter was raised again in the session last Friday by the Honorable Vincencio Arcamo during the item on other matters, because this was a continuation of an agreed ruling by the Sangguniang in the June 24 session that the matter would be relayed again in the new Sangguniang through a different committee meeting. And secondly, I believe the question on quorum has already been answered by the members of this august body. That at any rate, this is a conduct of a hearing. No judicial, no decision will be conferred, no rights would be established, no obligations will be incurred. It's a matter that anyway, whatever action that the committee would decide could be still forwarded to the Sangguniang, acting not as a committee but as a plenary body. So whatever recommendations we may arrive now or we may arrive later in consensus and discussion with the other members, that would still be subject to the discussion when this committee report will be made. In other words, this is not the final legislative level of discussion. So this will be taken up. And maybe request Romy to please check on the other board members. Bim Arcamo is coming. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Anyway, just for the record, anyway, this was raised by board member Sipidosa. I am registering my objection for the record.
For the record, the objection is noted. Thank you. Yes, board members. By the way, after speaking, switch off because the other mics won't function. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. A minute ago, the presiding officer, Vice Governor Juning Baliti, consulted all the VPs present here. If it is okay, if there is no objection, if we will proceed the committee hearing even without a quorum. I was asked twice by the Vice Governor, and my reply is the same. If there's no question as to the quorum, the meeting will proceed. And none of the BMs present registered objection not to proceed on the reason that there was no quorum. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. The observations, the comments of the members of this body, and of course everyone here are hereby noted. There being no question on the quorum of the members of this august body, I believe Board Member Arcamo is on his way. So at any rate, as I said earlier, whatever things discussed here are more of recommendatory if ever there are actions. Okay, thank you. But the objection of the resource person, Attorney Diputado, is noted. Thank you. You may proceed, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, I am supposed to, I was invited.
For what? We acknowledge the presence of the senior board member. Recess for what? Okay. I just want to put on record the senior board member, no? Board member Arcamo is present already. I asked him that I would have to relinquish the floor, but according to him, for the time being, he's still catching up his breath, so let me handle for a while. Thank you again. Board member Masamayo is represented by Esper. Who else? Board member Alexi, represented by Tony. Okay, thank you. Again, we give the floor to Attorney Salvador Diputado to explain what the entire province of Bohol has been awaiting. Go ahead, Attorney Diputado.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I was invited here to, with regard to the allegations that there is capital official who has an $81 million account. Now, I wish to know if the committee as a whole has a copy of the offending article, or if the subject matter is the broadcast before Quintas Claras, does the committee have a copy of the broadcast so that we can pinpoint at which point did I merit special attention from the committee as a whole, so that we can specify the specific issue, so that we will not beat around the bush. So may I request if the committee as a whole has the offending article, our articles, or the offending broadcast, so we can particularize our discussion.
Attorney Diputado, I believe the matter is let's do away with the very procedural requirements as to whether the news article in the newspaper or the broadcast is being mentioned here. The whole province of Bohol is aware of the issue at hand. We are not here to establish which news article is the specific source, but rather the common direction. Although I understand it was Board Member Arcamo who handled the June 22 hearing. For the record, I was not present at that time because it was the scheduled medical checkup of my special child in Cebu. So, na-conflict in schedule. Yes, Board Member Akamo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. During the June 22 hearing conducted by this August body, I was able to get the Super Balita articles of...
Sir, para lang sa record, balhin na lang pa yun, sir. Kaya makagamit kayo.
Sorry. We are, of course, all committee meetings are being recorded, no? So please, if possible, use the microphone so that it will be recorded. Yes, Board Member Akam.
During that June 22 hearing of this August body, I had the chance to locate in the I am not so familiar with the emails. I found in the internet the Super Balita article of Attorney Dipilardo. May I ask my good compañero, isn't it that you publish an article in Super Balita in connection with the $81 million account owned by a provincial official?
That is true.
So that establishes a fact that although we do not have a physical hard copy of the document here, but I believe if we have to have a definition of the issues here, I think there is no conflict on that. The issue here is that Attorney Diputado is the, I believe, the source of the news and eventually the commentary in your column in both times, long cuts of, and of course the broadcast in Quintas Claras over radio station DYTR. So I believe we could get that matter set aside because the issue is that there is allegedly $81 million in the name of a provincial capital official. So maybe we could proceed from that, Attorney Diputado.
That is true, Mr. Presiding Officer. I admit that I am writing a column for Bohol Times. I also write a column for Sunstar Super Balita. I also make commentaries in my radio program before DYTR, Quintas Claras. But if somebody was offended by what I wrote or by what I commented on, I think it is proper for that somebody to come forward and tell me how did I manage to offend him? Because, let me finish. Because as far as I know, I did not identify a particular official. I did not identify a particular bank. The term I used was generic, meaning it applies to anybody. That's why, if somebody was offended by what I wrote, I would like to know who was offended and what offended him.
Yes, ma'am. The purpose of this August body calling your presence here is not because somebody is offended. No particular provincial official is offended as far as I know. I do not know if somebody, any one of the provincial officials is offended. The purpose of calling you here is for you to please inform the public who is that provincial official you are referring to and from whom did you get such information or balita? How come were you able to get that information? So may I know Attorney Resultado, my good friend, when did you get that information? When? If you please.
Yes, Attorney Resultado.
Okay. Before I answer that, may I make a comment, and I would like to be clarified. What are we interested in specially? Is it the identity of that capital official or the fact that there is that money deposited in the name of that official?
Both. All. May I have this one for the option? May I remind Ms. Attorney Diputado that in this committee meeting, you are in front of your elected officials. I am not here because I am Abel Damalario, but I am here because I am an elected official of the people. You have brought forth a question to the people in your column and in your radio program, insinuating that a capital official has $81 million in a bank account in Bohol. There are only 12 provincial officials of the Sangguniang, 13 including the vice governor, 14 including the governor, 17 if you include the 3 congressmen. That is a very narrow window for you to choose on who the people will look at if they are thinking of a provincial official who has $81 million. You have been airing that on the radio. People have been asking you, people have been asking us, even as we receive text messages. BM, are you this official who has 81 million? So, we brought this matter officially through the manifestation of board member Hala. June, I forgot specific, in one of the sessions in June. That is why we are here. The committee conducted a hearing on June 22. If the committee was not interested in knowing the facts, we would not have called you on the second time today, knowing that accordingly, you had an appointment in Manila on the June 22nd committee meeting. That is the purpose we are here. If you are asking for the documentation, we could get the documentation at Bohol Times. If there is a copy in the public library, there is no dispute about that. We are offering you a forum where it could be recorded, that you can be free to tell what you have been telling the people all over the radio and in your news, in your column in long cuts. That's why again, if it is one of these board members, the vice governor or governor, who has this $81 million, then tell it. And we will proceed accordingly. Because apparently, I believe board member Arcamo can share, during the past hearing, the other members of the media were pointing to a source of the news as coming from your position. In fact, Chito Bisara here, in his news, when it became a banner story at Bohol Chronicle, all pointed at you. That's why we're giving you the time to please tell these people in a manner that you seem deemed fit. So please, let's do away with this is not a court trial. We are not going to rule on the admissibility or not of an evidence because we are not going to make judgment, incurring obligation or imposing damages. You are telling the people that this is the proper forum the SP has taken. And if somebody is hurt, well, the manifestation of board member Hala is a point where this matter became the jurisdiction of the Sangguniang. So please feel free if you would say so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, if you read my column, the column that started the story, you will easily realize that it is a column, it is an opinion, it is a blind item. Nobody was identified. What was raised was only an issue. So when I asked this August body, this committee of the whole, which are we most interested in? Is it the identity of the official only or about the fact of the deposit? And the answer was both. Now, supposing I will say only for purposes of discussion, that official is Kagawad Benji Arcamo, supposing that is my answer. Supposing that is my answer for discussion purposes only. Now, the question is the issue already closed? My answer is no. Why? Because we cannot check on his deposit because there is a bank secrecy law.
Attorney
So,
Diputado.
no, let me finish.
Sige.
If we want a closure, okay, since you said we will settle both, okay, I have here a waiver of bank deposit. Are you willing, all of you, those officials you mentioned, are you willing to execute a waiver of bank secrecy law so we can finally settle this case?
I am.
Okay.
Oh, what's the problem? Okay, there's no problem with that.
So how about the other officials?
Attorney Diputado,
No.
point of order. You don't ask the questions here. You answer.
That's why.
Oh.
You asked
We
me.
will leave we'll go to that point as soon as we get things clear first.
That's why.
Why are we discussing the waiver when we have not yet even established the presence of that bank account? Because if you cannot supply us the facts after you're being given the time, this is nothing more than a fishing expedition. And if you don't have the evidence to say that, then say it's so and we move on. How difficult will it be? You have identified a provincial official in your column, so be it, what is hindering you from saying it now? Unsa may gapugong nimong pagsulti, nga gipugong pur ka sa miyaging mga simana, ngayon pintelling ni Solala. We are here to listen. If it points out that board member Gamalerio, board member Arcamo, or so be it, we will proceed from there. No? Why? It is too much of an imposition if you accuse one official and then you implore the others to do the waiver just so you want to fish out who is that official if you say that you are already aware. Okay, so we'll proceed from there. Maybe we have taken so much time. You can give an opening statement. After that, we will ask the members of this august body to have questions. And we will proceed from there as to how much information we could get. That is how the limit of legislation will benefit us or will be to our disadvantage. So proceed.
Okay, as I said, I did not identify any particular official in my column.
Okay.
I already admitted that I wrote the column in the Bohol Times, and I wrote a column in the Sunstar Super Balita. I also made commentaries in my Quintas Claras program. That is admitted. I also admitted that I did not identify any particular official, no particular bank. So, I raised the point for the committee to present that particular offending article that has attracted the attention. And the answer was, no need for that. So I raised the issue once more. Which issue are we most interested in? The identity of the official only, or the fact that such deposit really existed? And the answer was both. So my answer was, if we are going to settle that score, supposing I make a particular identification and we know that there is a bank secrecy law, still the issue will remain, because even if I name a particular person, that person is protected by the Bank Secrecy Act. Nobody can access, can check, can monitor his deposit. Which means that that is a dead end insofar as this issue is concerned. That's why I raised the fact that there is a member of the board who has executed a waiver of his bank deposits. The waiver is in my possession. Now, I raised the point if the other officials of the province will also be willing to undergo the same waiver so we can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney Diputado, you are presuming that the official whom you will name will not execute a waiver? Why are you trying to impute and put words into the mouth of who is that official in the province? who will accordingly in your side will put a dead end to an inquiry if he will not proceed with the execution of the waiver. That is a protection of the law. You cannot impose on a person to execute a waiver without his consent. That is the limit by which this committee is being set in the parameters of our investigation. But if you are talking to me, I could put a waiver on any dollar account, although I will inform you beforehand I don't have a dollar account. So, let's proceed. I think the staff is getting a copy of the Bohol Times. We will proceed with that, so that if you are asking for a copy of the Bohol Times that was the source of the controversy, we are asking our secretariat to get a copy of the Bohol Times. But in the interest of, look at the people behind you. The people who will be hearing the outcome of this report through our mere friends from the media. They have been waiting for this expose of yours. And now they are hearing our technical and legal wranglings of somebody who is afraid that his expose will become a dead end. If that is the result of your expose, then so be it. Just like what we heard Senator Antonio Trillanes exposing the money of Duterte. So be it, because that is the limit of the law. Yes, Board Member Racamo.
Thank you. It was you who started this all. And it was you who alleged that there is this certain provincial official. Why will you ask a condition before you divulge your information? Well, in fact, you can easily divulge that information. Once you divulge those information, the person you are referring to will be now in the hot seat. He is now in the hot seat. Naana niya ang bola. Once his name is mentioned as the one owning that $1 million. So, kung kinsa man na ang imong gipasabot, o imo na siyang gisgutan, siya na karon ang naa sa posisyon na mo hatag ba og dili sa imong sibya na 81 million dolyares. So, why not name him now? In fact, even you ask this provincial official of his account, you have to name the bank, because according to the bank officials, you have to specify the bank, even the account. If not the account, just the bank. Because it's unfair, you will ask the provincial official to execute a waiver on all his bank accounts when you're only mentioning of dollar account. So, name the provincial official, name the bank. If you have the account number, good. Include the account number so that we can specify the waiver.
Yes, Attorney. Yes, thank you, Attorney. By the way, yes, Board Member Sipedosa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I understand, one of the ethical standards of a good journalist, that a good journalist should be accurate and fair in their reporting. In this case, Mr. Presiding Officer, the issue at hand implicated all the provincial officials in the province of Bohol for that $81 million bank account. I hope, Mr. Presiding Officer, that I will be named that I am that person, because I don't have that amount. I-transfer na sa mga account. But Mr. Presiding Officer, to make this committee hearing, not to prolong this committee hearing, it is good that the person name in that the person who has that 81 million bank account should be named, in order not to implicate all the provincial officials, including me, including the father-in-law of my bro Salva, to tell the truth and to be honest in the reporting, so that this will be finished once and for all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. I think we have all laid down the appetizers for this afternoon. Thank you to all our friends from the media. We are ready for the main event. And the public is waiting for that main event. Let's get it on. If I am confronted with the fact that the accusation points towards me, then I have the time starting today until the time that my name will be cleared to tell the people that that is wrong. That time will be given to whoever that official is being named. So again, don't worry, we are getting the main issues of all times. Apparently, these are the very latest issues. So maybe Attorney Diputado can help the floor again.
Okay, I wish to clarify that I am not afraid to name that particular person.
Very good.
You don't need to tell me, especially board member si Pedusa, the ethics of journalism. I know my ethics. This is not a news item, this is a column. When you say it is a column, that is just an opinion. It is just a news item. It is an opinion of the writer, the columnist. When I know particularly a particular event which I learned from personal experience or which I got from a very reliable source, I will print that as a news item headline. That's why if you follow the issues of the Bohol Times, following your investigation last June 22, the Sunday following, I wrote a headline story entitled Impossible, which contained the story during that session. That is a news item. That is not a column. Why? Because I know for a fact what happened because I had a transcript of the proceedings. I know it personally. But if you read my column, I even wrote the history of the $81 million account in my column. I put in there how I got that information. So it's for everybody to see. If you have been following that story, you will know that that is not a personal obtained information. That is clear. No, nothing is hidden. That's why, if we will continue with these proceedings, because according to you, you were affected, I wonder why you are affected only by this issue when, as far as I know, there was an issue before which greatly affected the members of the Sangguniang about the issue of the procurement of vehicles. No, let me finish.
Let me put an end to you. You do not have the whole day.
That's why.
Yes.
If you want me to talk,
If you want to talk about procurement, we'll set another meeting for procurement.
No.
Attorney Diputado, this is a committee proceeding. You follow as directed. We are going to get the facts straight. We cannot compel you. But the bar of public opinion will be in your favor if you tell it because you started it. Now, if you cannot back it up because all along you have no facts to support it, then let it be told. Why? The people will appreciate you or not, depending on how we end today. No? So, let's get to the bottom. No? We will forgive the other people here for seeing verbal calisthenics of 3 lawyers. But we do not need that today. We are not here to show whose opinion of a lawyer best supports the theory that we want to get the truth. It's as simple as that. If you are not going to make an opening statement, we'll give the floor to the members to ask questions. And please feel free. You may or you may not answer. That is your right. Who will begin the questions? That is the ruling of the chair. We will proceed at that. It's already almost 3 o'clock. Okay. Anybody who will proceed with the questions? Members of the media, whoever is here, this is a public hearing. You may answer, but please direct it to the BMs so that we can prepare. The first question from Board Member Pedusa.
Pinigsan po, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to ask my bro, is there really an 81 million bank deposit of a government official here in Bohol? Just yes or no, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
That's question directed to?
Directed to Attorney. The question is directed to Attorney Diputado. Sir?
If I answer that question, will I be allowed to complete my answer?
Yes, of
Or
course.
you will stop me midstream?
I will allow you to complete. He will not be the one to stop you. I will allow you to complete your answer.
Okay. You asked me if there is such a deposit. I said you read the article written by me. That article will answer your question.
You wrote the article. You answer it now.
In what particular?
What?
In what particular?
In what particular? Just answer. The question is there $81 million in our account? Yes or no? Simple as that.
I
That's a question. Please answer.
I thought
If you do not have the answer, you can say no. Simple as that.
that was my answer.
What's your answer?
You can read my article.
I didn't say whether there is yes or no. It's not a question of multiple choice.
That is my answer. You cannot force me to make my answer.
Okay,
That is my answer.
Next question. Marathon. Anybody who would answer? Who would ask questions? Board member, come on.
My question is directed to Attorney Diputado. You mentioned in your article of a priest, is it it? You mentioned in your article about a priest.
A priest in article.
You have that article?
Please do not answer that way.
Yeah, because if you read that article, you said you wrote in the article, so that means if you read that article, that is it. Yes.
Yes, so yes, just answer yes or no.
No, you cannot force me what to make my what answer I will make.
Then, who is that priest you're referring to?
The same answer that I made to board members in Mendoza.
Good. So, and in your article, you mentioned of Ivan manager. Bank manager.
Check.
I must talk. She must be facing the dragon breath of her manager, a woman who incidentally is related by affiliated provincial official. This is your article, isn't it?
Board member Akamo, please can you give the factual background of that article that is on, although a photocopy of it?
May 21.
Okay. This year.
May 21.
Okay. That article is in Bohol Times.
Yes,
Please, Attorney
long
Diputado.
cuts,
Long cuts.
Can you please read that part of the article? Because you're the only one holding that.
This started May 21, billionaire the INC quotation. If reports reaching low cuts are true, so there's reports ako din eh, then an earnest probe is in order. I am referring to reports that more than 10 province-paid workers have been repeatedly rendering personal duties in the house of an ongoing Vice Governor Concepcion Lim. This is part of your column. Further, in the same column, this is, I don't know if this is true. If this is not true, then well and good. No damage is done to the provincial treasury. But if this is true, then sa Namagan, again, this is definitely corruption of the highest order. Since this involves public funds, then definitely this issue is imbued with public interest. If there is no public funds involved, still this involves the actuation of public officials with S. So there is still public interest on the matter. We should not close our eyes on this. Let us say what could documents we can uncover in the coming days. This story comes from a priest. This is the article. See it? This is part of the article.
Oh, you continue.
This is just answer yes or no. If this is
I said you continue reading.
no.
May I remind Attorney Salva Diputado, your actuations speak of a bit of ridicule and a mockery of our proceedings. Do not look at us as your fellow lawyers whom you will clash in trial in court. But please give due respect, Madam. This is an official function of this august body of your elected officials. If you insult us, you are insulting the Boholano people who have elected us. May we ask you the courtesy of answering directly and promptly the questions. If you don't feel like answering, if you say no, I don't have the information, it will not be, we do not begrudge it upon you. Just answer. With all due respect na lang to Attorney Board Member Acamo.
Actually, the issue isn't simple because you are dealing with the media, a member of the media. The media, as you all know, is a member of the Fourth Estate. And what is that? We have our role, we have our obligation to the public. In the same manner as you have your obligation to the public, you cannot dictate on us.
Just answer. We are not.
That's why if that's the way you treat your invited guest, I doubt if people will willingly attend your
Just
session.
answer the question. We proceed.
That is my answer.
Okay. What is the question again? Then we will proceed.
I know it. I'm just asking for his confirmation, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Oh, that's a question. Your reply, please.
Will you confirm that is, if he will
So
confirm
far-
that this is his article, part of his article?
Okay, so far you have read part of my article. So
May I continue, Mr.
Now,
Chairman?
that's a simple step. Proceed.
Thank you. This story comes from a priest. This must be truthful. One time, the sister of the priest went to one of the banks in the city and deposited some cash. She waited for some time. Later, her name was called and she got back her passbook. She did not immediately went out but returned to her seat and checked the entry in the passbook. When she saw the figure for the outstanding balance, she got shocked of her life. The figures were in US dollars and they were in millions, sa Namagan. 81 million US dollars to be exact. Next, she checked the account name and she got information. The passbook was not hers. It was in the name of a provincial official. So she went back to the teller and informed her of the terrible incident. After some time, and after some ruckus, she got back her passbook and she went home. She immediately narrated the incident to her brother, the priest. So that's how we got this info. When somebody tried to check with the bank, he was also shocked to know that the teller was gone. Yes, as in nawala na sa bulan. She must be facing the dragon head breath of her manager, a woman who incidentally is related by affinity to the provincial official. Now, let's go back to the figure. 81 freaking million dollars deposited in the account of the public official. Where and how on earth did he manage to gather this much money in his account? That is question mark. In my arithmetic, if my arithmetic is accurate, that's about 3 billion pesos plus if reckoned at 47 pesos to the dollar. From his salary? Definitely not. From his business? Definitely not. And definitely not from winning because he's not into gambling. So where did this government official get this much money? For sure, your mind right now is working double time in trying to guess who this provincial official is. Hey. The head is in the leading bank manager who is related by affinity to the provincial official. There, you can do your deductions. More when we return. Stay tuned for long facts, gold times, May 22, 2016. So, may I ask
Go ahead. Proceed.
Attorney Declaro, if you will confirm that this is the article he wrote on the date May 22, gold times?
I confirm.
Now, my question is, what bank, who is that bank manager mentioned in your column? If you please.
If you have been analyzing that column, you will easily get the fact that it is not personal to me.
Not personal to you.
It was not personal to me. Meaning, this was a narration from another person. Had I known it personally, I would easily identify him.
So, in other words, Mr. Chairman, you have no personal knowledge of who was this bank manager. You have no personal knowledge. Please.
That is clear in my article.
Okay. And in other words, you have no knowledge of what bank that lady manager is connected to.
The same answer.
And in other words, you have no idea of who is this priest mentioned in your article.
The same answer.
That's all.
Thank you, Honorable Arcamo. Other members who would like to ask questions? By the way, as I said earlier, those in the gallery or audience may ask questions if you wish. Board Member Benito, any questions? Board Member Sapidosa? Pass. Board Member, sorry. Cecil Revisura? Board Member Balite has already manifested that he is just observing the proceedings for this afternoon. I saw Ma'am Hardy, you raised your hand a while ago. Good afternoon,
Yes.
ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, for one, ka na microphone ma'am para ma-record. Sorry. Sorry, we have limited. Uy! For one.
Can you remove na lang kayo?
Hello, hello. Thank you. My name is Gerarda Araneta Bantoy, because I understand this is a formal proceeding. I am not a lawyer. I am a member of media. I would like, first of all, to tell you that this is not a question. First, I will have a reaction, express my reaction, and secondly, a question. First is, I never received any notice about this. And I was surprised because you were here in the first meeting. So that is my first reaction. How come members of this body never gave us any notice? I am here because I called BM Arcamo. Number two reaction. I came here in good faith with a good heart. I never expected that as soon as I would come in, I would be hearing shouts of gentlemen like you. I never imagined lawyers will be that, because I am not a lawyer. Because if this will be the actuations of people in the next hearing that we will have, or however you call this particular gathering, I think I will be very discouraged to come here, because the pressure will go up. I thought this was a friendly discussion. I thought that this was a very dignified form of forum wherein people are free to express and answer without trying to be sounding insulting and without sounding really very derogatory. That's how I feel about it. And I fully believe that if a person expresses the feeling, the person is right. The person can only be wrong if he expresses a fact. Okay, so I'd like to ask you, sir, is this the nature of situations and gatherings such as this? That we will be shouting and will be pointing the finger at each other? Because if this will be the case, I will be discussing this in my radio program that I experienced a very horrible situation because of the $81 million issue.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
You're welcome.
I apologize for the...
I am not only referring to you, but everybody who shouted a while ago. I thought it was a commonality among lawyers. Otherwise, I will enroll in the Department of Law before, because I would also like to use my shouting ability.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I believe nobody was shouting. This was just a passionate expression of legal proceedings. But as lawyers, that's nothing personal. It's just a heightened passion discussion of procedure, and so there's nothing. As to the first query, this is a committee of the whole, and under the rules, the vice governor is the chairperson of the committee of the whole. He will be the one to send the invitations. I received the notices. I received by notice my office yesterday morning as to who will be invited. That will be at the discretion of the chairman of the committee. So, unfortunately, Vice Governor Balite is already out. Perhaps he could have answered your query as to that. And as to the what you observe, no. This is more of an exception rather than the fun. In committee meetings here, we don't really, this is just more of an exception, but please do not judge us on this sole occasion that you have witnessed a passionate discussion and exchange of ideas. But we are appreciative of your observation. We apologize for any undue concern this may have caused you. Please proceed.
Allow me to continue. When you told me do not judge, I have really judged already. And I think you cannot refuse me from doing that. Okay?
No problem, we understand.
When you said that it was just passion, well, now I realize that when a person shouts, it's being passionate.
$81 million could really mean people could be passionate.
Okay. May I ask my question?
Proceed your question, please.
Yes. To my colleague, Attorney Diputado, I heard you a while ago when you answered that you are confirming that that was your article. I would just like to find out, meaning to say that it was not on a personal note that you heard the story, it was relayed to you. So does it mean to say that, please do not shout at me afterwards, okay? Does it mean to show, Attorney Diputado, that that particular story you heard was relayed to you by another person?
Actually, I want to answer Ma'am Ardy's question, but just a clarification. Is this a normal procedure of the committee of the whole for anybody present to raise question to the invited resource speaker? Because it would appear like a public hearing when all of those present can propound question. This is a committee of the whole meeting. You said this is a hearing, and I am wondering if this is normal for all those present to question. Although it doesn't mean that I don't want to answer that question.
Yes,
but this is just a clarification. Is this normal procedure?
Board Member Arcamo will reply. Just
like as what we did last June 22, because this involves media, I allowed the media to ask from the bank officials, because these persons are the persons affected by this issue of $81 million. The bank, according to the bank, it is not only the provincial officials who are affected. Similarly, the bank officials in Bohol, and according to the media practitioners in Bohol are also affected, because this involves, accordingly, the ethics of media practitioners. So, because of that, I allowed a certain, I forgot the name, to ask the bank officials if regarding the $81 million account. So, with this, as a media practitioner, we can also even allow another media practitioner to ask questions.
Thank you. Ma'am Ardy, one point, and Attorney Diputado. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to clarify myself. I never encroached with the privacy of this particular hearing, not until I heard that I was given the privilege. Secondly, if ever Attorney Diputado, I know he was not directing the question to tantamount to saying that he would not like to answer me. I think I would just like to emphasize that I tried to raise the question because the floor was given to me. And before BM Arcamo would like to answer that one, I would just like to give this rhetorical question to Attorney Diputado. Yes.
Can I ask? I suggest that Ma'am RD to direct his question to the chairman, for the chairman to answer from the
Okay, okay. For a while, ma'am, for a while. To put things in perspective, just like if so that they will have ordered, the question should be directed to the chair. The chair may or may propound a question to the resource person. Please, your question.
Mr.
ma'am.
Chair, otherwise, if in case you will not be allowed to ask any questions of server, I will be very willing to stand and get out.
You are allowed to ask, ma'am. Your question, please, ma'am.
So, if that is the case,
You suggest your question to...
yes, I'm just looking at him very kindly, but my question is addressed to the other.
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed.
Presiding officer, I would just like to ask Attorney Diputado through you, does it matter to him if I ask a question?
Attorney Diputado, are you willing to answer questions from the other members of the audience?
I already intimated that I am interested to answer the question, but I was questioning the procedure because as far as I know, in a committee of the whole, there is some sort of a system being followed, and I was surprised why this procedure is being used now, that anybody can just propound questions. It's good now that the question is directed to the presiding officer and for the presiding officer to ask me.
To determine it.
No. Can I finish? No. You cannot talk because I am the first to be recognized.
Mr. Chairman,
That's the problem.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
that's
it is not automatic that you will ask the question asked of you promptly.
Attorney Diputado, please continue. Ma'am,
This is the problem because you told us that we will follow rules. Unless you are recognized, you cannot talk, but Board Member Acamo is just talking like...
Never mind. Okay, please proceed. The floor is yours, Attorney Diputado.
Okay, let's follow the rules. Now, as to the question of Ma'am RD, I am very willing to answer. And my answer is, my article is very clear. It is very easy to understand. If Ma'am RD would bother to read, she will easily get the idea that this is just a narrative.
Thank you for your reply. Any further question, ma'am?
Yes, no further question, but a reaction. I
Okay.
would like to,
Yes, ma'am.
sir, I'd like to thank him through you that he gave me that particular article. If he will give me a copy of the newspaper, I will be reading that just as I will be giving him a copy of the Bohol Tribune too.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Any other member of this body who would like to ask questions? Okay. Attorney Acamo, you have questions?
No.
The floor is given to Board Member Acamo.
So, this question is again addressed to my good friend Tonero Salva. Having received those information from the I replace Mr. Jonan. May I know from Attorney Diputado if he will please to inform this august body and the public as to who give him that information. Although it is because it is not personal knowledge, so somebody must have given him that information. Who gave him that information? If he please, if he not, it's okay.
The floor will be between Board Member Acamo and Attorney Diputado for a question and answer.
Okay, I wish to remind Attorney Acamo, Board Member Acamo, my good friend, that the media is not obligated to reveal their sources.
I know that, but if you please, or if not, it's okay. Now, having received that information, he now considered the same as a good item for his column. That's why he wrote those articles in Bohol Times, in Super Balita, and even discussed this in his radio program. Isn't it?
If you're asking if I consider it a good item for my column, that is personal to me. What I consider as good item remains with me, not with anybody, especially the members of the committee. And what I discuss in my radio program, the same applies. If you do not like to listen to my radio program, then turn to other stations.
Okay, no more questions. I have some questions for Attorney Diputado. So, from what I got in your answers a while ago, you did not get this information from the priest or the sister of the priest, but somebody else.
That is very clear in my answer.
And you are not willing to tell the committee who is that person other than the priest and the sister who gave you that information.
I am protecting my source, and the media members of Bohol knows that.
So, of course, there's no dispute to that because you're entitled to protect your source. Upon listening to the details that the passbook was inadvertently given to the sister, and then eventually this was relayed to the priest, and then the priest perhaps relayed this to somebody, that somebody relayed to you. Did you have an opportunity to validate, verify the information, how raw it may have been?
If you read my subsequent columns, that is very clear that this information is still a process of validation.
And are you through with your validation until now, since then?
Actually, I'm not the only one investigating this matter. That's as much information I can reveal. So there are many.
Okay. Since you started what was the date of that one? May 22, May 21 column. Ever since May 22 and May 21, have you completed your validation? Because you said there are still many things to discover.
Not yet, because in the first place, I am still waiting for President Rodrigo Duterte to sign the Freedom of Information Executive Order. And I am still waiting for further instructions from my good friends in Manila. Thank you.
You are under the impression that your further moves is because of instructions from people in Manila.
No, that is personal to me.
I'm not, okay. Sige, go ahead. Board Member
Was there
Ramos.
any document presented, even Xerox copy, in relation to this account?
Yeah, you answer.
I will answer. If I had a document, I would willingly publish that. So since there is no document mentioned, that means there's no document.
No document.
Finish? Okay. Okay, let me continue. So, of course, you would have no valid document to verify that because assuming it's in a bank account, you cannot open it unless the bank depositor would give a waiver. So you have not, you cannot
If you were
verify.
asking me personally, as to that respect, we all know that it's impossible on my part, but there are ways.
Okay. And these other ways that you have mentioned, you have not used these other ways until now.
As I've said, my capability is limited, but there are ways.
Okay. So, as to the veracity of the presence of this bank account, none of us here could verify that very now unless the person would execute a waiver. But as to the identity of the person whom you are referring to as the account holder, that can be verified because you have other information to validate that. Not necessarily whether there's an amount or what.
Mr. Presiding Officer, the moment I have successfully validated all the information, I will publish headline in the Bohol Times and probably headline also in Sunstar Super Balita.
Okay.
And discussed extensively in Quintas Claras.
So, this very moment, right now, in front of this committee and the members of the audience, you cannot give a name of the person whom you are alluding to as the owner of the bank account because you are still verifying.
As I've said, that is still being validated.
That's why I'm asking you.
When the
No, let me finish
information
my question.
is already validated, I will publish. I will name that person.
Okay, so that time is not now because you do not have the documents that you will need to verify that. This very moment, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, July 20.
Yes, that is very clear in the answer. It is still being validated.
Okay, my question. In your next, I'm sorry, I don't have a copy of the column. You identified the bank the government official that you met him on a Friday after you made that expose, and then you even mentioned that he was looking haggard. What I'm saying is this: you may not have identified that official by name, but the circumstances surrounding his identity, you know, because you're giving the clues all around, except naming that person.
Almost naming the
No? It's like saying he is a board member of the 1st District, he is from Panglao, he is a lawyer, he is very handsome. We do not give a name, but if you point at that definition, the circumstances would point to one person. So my question is this. I believe there was a column you mentioned about the Friday after that expose of yours, you met that government official, he looked haggard and he was even a bit battered. So in your mind, you have already the identity of this government official. There are only how many capital officials? By the way, we have not even determined whether elected or appointed. Because if you say elected, one governor, one vice governor, right now, 12 board members. So please, your comment on that.
Did I say where I met that guy?
That's personal to you.
That's what I did not mention. That's
my point.
Yeah.
On your end, let me finish. My point is, you have identified the person as being known by you. But certainly for us, we could not validate that. Because how would I know when you met on that Friday after you made that expose? Only you would know. That's why I'm asking you, can you validate the information of that person since you have identified him by his personal circumstances without naming him?
That is just one part of the puzzle, the identity of that person. So I am more, can I finish? That is just one part of the puzzle, the identity. I am more interested in the factual existence of the dollar account. If I have in mind the identity of that particular official, I am still waiting for the validated information as to the actual deposit. If I know and if I get this validated information, for sure I will publish.
Yes, board member, come.
Just a simple question for Attorney Riptado. Is this provincial official you're referring to refers to provincial official of Bohol?
Can we just wait for the validation?
Because
That is my answer. Let us not do it prematurely because otherwise we will be engaging in endless chismes. If in the process of validation this cannot be validated, then I will also publish. In fairness.
Just is this provincial official a provincial official of Bohol or other provinces? Let's just narrow down, not specific, but just narrow. Is this from Bohol?
Let us just wait. I promise you I will text you. I will text you the name and the whole caboodle so that we will have the full information and we will be happy, all of us.
Yes, Ma'am Marty, you have a point.
Yes. Yes, presiding officer. I hope the honorable lawyer, Attorney Riptado, would understand one nature of a news item in media, which is urgent, or the urgency of the matter. Otherwise, it will not anymore become news. It will become a feature article. So another reason is the excitement of people around, of course, the entire province of Bohol. I hope Attorney Riptado would understand the excitement people are having right now, especially as the person alluded to is a public official, whether elected or not. Can he also give a little respect to the excitement and answer the question now?
Yes, the good counsel is being directed to comment, please.
I am Attorney Riptado, sir. Okay, as I've said, let us do it when the information has already been validated. It will not do us any good if we will only know the name, but we cannot check if this deposit is actually in what particular bank and in what amount. That's why we will have to wait. That is my answer.
I was not around during the June 22 hearing, but I understand the Bankers Association of the Philippines, Bohol chapter officers were here, the president and the spokesperson.
Immediate past president.
And I believe they had a categorical statement that such $81 million account does not exist in the province of Bohol
By a single
depositor. Because by account of this story, Attorney Diputado, it would mean this is a single account. Otherwise, how would he or she, the sister or the priest, would have discovered several accounts if this was just one passbook, di ba? So, that is why the public is asking, how could you reconcile these two statements? That even the bankers who are the custodians of our funds in Bohol have already made a categorical statement that there is no such account existing, even for a private individual, more so for a public official, even for a corporation. So how do you reconcile that?
Okay, my observation is that D.O. Butawan was just expressing an opinion. He was not the person authorized to speak for the Bankers Association because he is not the president. It should have been Jilin Uy from Metrobank.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I will continue.
Proceed, yes.
That should have been the case. But anyway, if there is such an information, then I will willingly. In fact, that was published in the Bohol Times the following Sunday. What transpired during the session was published. Now, if this was the opinion of the former president of the Bohol Bankers, then that is his opinion. If he is willing to issue a certified statement to that effect, then I am willing to ask for that certification and then I will relay that to my friend.
Okay, maybe that would be one of the recommendations of this committee, to get a hard black and white document from the Bankers Association. Oh yes, Board Member Acamo was presiding that session.
Just for information, Jilin Uy Macanya was also here together with D.O. Butawan and the other banking officials.
So their statements were recorded, although they may not have given a certification.
They did not give certification, but they verbally stated that there is no such account in Bohol, including Jilin.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ma'am Ardy, please.
On a personal note, I'd like to say that I'm very happy. I'm learning a lot from this exercise, especially when there was a mention by Attorney Diputado of the word validation, because we in the media really are supposed to validate statements before we issue them on air. My question, sir, is why is it that Attorney Diputado tried to mention and discuss it on air and write it in the newspaper when he was not yet able to validate issues?
That is a very valid question. Attorney Diputado, may you please reply?
Okay. As far as how I run the program, that is my personal concern. If you are questioning how I should run my program, then maybe you should somehow probably suggest someday that you will conduct a lecture and then I will listen how a radio program should be conducted, because as far as I know, how I run the program is my personal concern. If you do not like my program, do not listen.
I have okay, before Ma'am Ardy. Attorney Diputado, I understand that how you run your program is a personal concern, but how you address the issues, especially involving public officials, is a public concern. Even though you're handling that radio program, but if you talk of insinuations over the air, that is for public consumption. I am observing that what you have been doing is you are captivating the imagination of the people. And imagination is not a fact. And that is why you are fueling the speculation of these people not just in Bohol, but in social media, at the expense of your officials, including your father-in-law, who is now the vice governor and then the senior board member. You cannot, that is why you cannot question how come these public officials are concerned of this issue. While I can go out there and declare I do not even have a single $100 account in any bank from Hulud to Sudo. But the idea that there is this cloud of doubt on all of us creates our vulnerability that we have done something wrong, including your father-in-law. We do not want our judgment as elected officials to be clouded by that doubt that somehow $81 million is the fruit of corruption because we can never earn that by our salary, our business, or gambling. That is why I know board member Balite here, Vice Governor Balite would have expressed the same concerns. But in the essence of delicadeza being your father-in-law, please, if you are not concerned for us who are here, be concerned for Sir Juning and board member Victor. Although I understand this is an issue taken up in the previous Sanggunian when board member Victor Balite was not yet elected. So please, we are here all seeking for truth. Help us to enlighten the public. We can go on with our work if we remove that doubt. Okay, next. Okay, one question on.
Okay. I would like to clarify again that I am not trying to belittle the way he handles his program. And I am not trying to control the way he handles his program. Just as I don't like also anybody to control me in the way I handle my program. There was a challenge thrown to me that he would be willing to listen to my lecture. I would like to tell the good lawyer through you that when I lecture, when I do give a seminar, I am either paid or not. There are two rates I have. One is my real fee, and the other one is nothing at all. But if he will request me to do that, I will, and I will charge him. And I think I am qualified because I got the second place in the entire country for accreditation of broadcasters. I'd like to ask him, did he get a place? He does not have to answer that because I know the top placers of accreditation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We understand the point that you are trying to convey to everyone here. Okay, you have questions, ma'am? Okay, board member Cepedosa. I'm a bit lost in my gun. Ma'am, paliw ko ma'am, kaya di ma-record. I would suggest after you speak, you turn off because it cannot be recorded. It cannot be heard in the record. Thank you.
Please remind me.
Board member Cepedosa.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We are already 3 o'clock, Mr. Presiding Officer. So I have to, it's my privilege to ask this one more question. Is $81 million really existing as a deposit here in Bohol? Because all the provincial officials are all suspect to have this account. Now, the dilemma of this, Mr. Presiding Officer, is just like my good friend here, Aka, ako sa Danao. But 81 million US dollar is equivalent more or less to 3.6 billion pesos. Now, if there are some individual or groups of individuals gusto mo pahimo sa kahigayunan, Mr. Presiding Officer, you know, we have no security guards. What happened to our families kung ilang pahimos lang that we will be suspect to have that $81 million? Lokoy kayo may Mr. Presiding Officer. We travel, in my place, we travel 88 kilometers away from Tagbilaran City. Kanya, lasad pa na uwan na mong biyahian. So, I'm appealing to my good bro, Salvat, to name so that this issue will take its rest and all the members of the provincial board or the provincial officials will not be suspect to have that, such kind of money. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The observation of board member Cepedosa is noted, and of course it's valid. idea might be wrongly appreciated by unscrupulous elements of our society who would want to partake of this $81 million at the expense of our own and of security and that of our family. So I believe the appeal is worthy of any comment on that, attorney?
If you don't want to expose yourself to risk, do not run for public office. If you want to stay safe, just stay in your house, maintain your business. I don't have to tell you that. Because when you are in public service, you cannot help but make enemies, make friends. When you make enemies, you are already exposing yourself to some extent of danger. I don't have to tell you that. So if you feel that you are already unsafe, then you ask the police authorities to provide police escort. That is part of public life. Nobody asks you to run. You volunteer to run. You volunteer to expose yourself to become public property.
Attorney Salva, if I will borrow your line, that is personal to me. If I run or not. I believe that is also personal to Board Member Sipirosa, if he runs or not. What he is saying is this: we understand the risk goes with the territory of being a public elected official. We do not want to aggravate that risk by wrong speculations and imputations that are unfounded. If I would mention that somebody in our neighborhood has $10 million and I relay that to the public, all the people living in our neighborhood, even the ordinary employee, would be the subject of dirty mind. That is what he is saying. You do not need to tell us why we need to run or not. I'm sure we did not question your decision to run for board member so many years ago. So I believe you just respect the decision and please do not impose the liability of running as an imposition of being a public official. Thank you. Any question? Yes.
I think similar observation by Ms. Board Member Sipirosa that in my case, because of this $81 million, I was not exposed to danger. But as a public official, there are people who goes to your house ask for financial assistance. But because of this $81 million, somebody texted to me, J, naaday kay daghang naaday kay $81 million. Di na nasulti, padong yun ni Mamaylo. So, because of this imputation of this much money, me as a provincial official who is accused or suspected of having this amount, daghan ng Mamaylo na ko. Ang wato sa balay, daghan na. So, be that as it may, it still prejudiced me. Oh. Pero,
even without that $81 million issue, just by looking at you right now, you are a great risk already. Just by looking at that bracelet on your shoulder, on your arm, that is several, probably millions already. And just by looking at your wristwatch, that is already very expensive. So when you are wearing these items, you are exposed to danger, even without the $81 million issue, including your very big ring.
Thank you. Setting aside trivial matters now. More importantly, the risk that goes with the belief that you have 81 million, the greater danger therein is people will be losing their trust on you as a public official. Because how could you amass $81 million assuming it is there if you did not commit corruption? Social media and even in the radio have begun accusing the provincial officials that maybe even the donations during the earthquake were used to amass this $81 million. Ingon ani ang kadaghang buwak nga nahimugso gikan sa sanga sa pagtahap sa katawhan. Because people are doubting these few elected provincial officials, the source of this money is put into question. Our credibility is put into question. And we lose the trust that our people have given us through this mandate. Ang pagsalig sa katawhan, mabura sa sayop nga pagtahap. We are giving you the opportunity because this is the demand of the people that you tell all this matter. So please help us. And just time check, we don't have the luxury the whole afternoon. No? Those who would want to pose queries, questions, please raise your hand so that I could acknowledge you. Yes, attorney.
Okay, thank you. My comments goes like this. The three of us, board member Marcamo and the presiding officer, are aware of the ruling of the Supreme Court in the case of US versus Bustos. Public officials should not be onion-skinned. The balm of clear conscience could assuage any wounded feelings that we may encounter in the pursuit of our public life. That should remind us that whatever is discussed in the media, you should give allowance because this is a free discussion of ideas. This is covered by the freedom of expression, which under the Constitution tells us that covers both the freedom of prior restraint and the freedom of subsequent punishment. This is the liberty that is given to the media as a member of the Fourth Estate. So if in the process of our work as members of the Bohol media, we afflicted the comfortable, then that is still part of our job as a media. We afflict the comfortable, we comfort the afflicted.
Thank you. We are not here to belabor the point as to whose stand as to whether the limits of media transgress the rights of the public official. We are here to know who this public official is that allegedly owns $81 million. And second, more importantly, I think the most important question, whether this amount exists. The bankers have said that it does not. Attorney Diputado mentioned that he only got it from a source, not directly from the priest, without any document whatsoever. The $81 million exists in the mind of a fertile imagination. Sa ato pa, ang $81 million, galutaw-lutaw sa itong una-una. Pero di na ito mahika. Why? Even the bankers are saying that does not exist. Even Attorney Diputado, would you confirm, sir, now you mentioned a while, that you only got this from a source. We cannot even validate the price. And it was even unfortunate that Father Galon, why sold ang galon, was even brought to this whole issue. So, it is very important that we let this message out. We are asking all our friends in the media, if you are concerned of the sanctity of bank deposits, if you are concerned that truth, justice and fairness will prevail in our province, let us have put an end to this issue if it is really a non-issue at all. We cannot go on, but for the next few months, we are going to await that validation. We are thankful Attorney Diputado has come over to explain his side. I need not explain to you unsay atong naabot karon. All of us have witnessed, all of us have heard, and everything is on record what we have said. Let this information be out in the public and let our public be the judge. We cannot add more nor take away what is being given today, except with the hope that once and for all this issue will be for information only. Mawagkang na sa atong una-una aron mawa ang pagtahab. And in relation to that, Attorney Diputado, we know that public officials should not be onion skin. But this is not a privilege given to anybody of the society to just make insinuations in the hope that the public official would not react adversely. We are here to serve. We do not want to be distracted. We are giving this forum precisely for that. I hope it's clear to everyone. Any last manifestations? Attorney, welcome.
For my last statement, Mr. Chairman, I would like to give thanks to the media people here, our good compañero who give us the courtesy of attending this meeting, and the other members of the August body for coming in. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Abenido, any manifestation? By the way, any other question before we end the committee meeting? Because if you do not have any questions, we will wrap things up. Board Member Abenido, any statements? Board Member Serebo Sora, ari na lang siya, kaya dito manghagbong na ko, isibog na lang.
Thank you, our presiding officer. I would like to tell Attorney Diputado that being a public official is we don't have any enemies of being a public official. That's all.
Thank you. Although Board Member Baliti expressed that he will just give if you want to manifest something, Board Member, for the record, before we end.
Okay, for the sake of everybody, I would just like to thank you for coming over. Even though I am speechless at this very moment, I have already stated my inhibition of these proceedings, but then I will be observing as how the proceeding has come out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bien. Ma'am Marty, you would like to say something as a parting shot before you go?
Yes, as a parting statement, maybe I'd like to request everyone to watch for a radio program to be hosted by Attorney Diputado and myself.
It will be entitled 81 million. Any final statement, Attorney Diputado, before we go?
I wish to thank everybody for giving us the chance to freely discuss this issue. I hope everybody was satisfied. And we continue with our role in the media. We will not be intimidated. We will respect the rights of public officials and everybody. And let us continue with this vibrant partnership between the government and the media. Thank you.
Thank you. As a parting shot, taken from that parting shot that we will not be intimidated. Intimidation is the product of fear. And we are not instilling fear on anyone. Why would we instill fear? That is not the oath that we took last June 30. We consider media as our partners. No? In all undertakings that the provincial government has done, our media partners are always there. So please, do not create that insinuation that we are intimidating anybody of this media. We are your partners. You are our partners because you help relay information to our people. Thank you to all the resource persons, including those who are waiting outside. Murag na nanganak, siglit. All the members of this committee, as to whatever future actions the committee will undertake in discussion with the other members. The main purpose of today is for Attorney Diputado to come as in the interest of due process and fairness because he was unable to attend the June 22 hearing. So as we go out today, let it be a reminder to all of us that there is the saying, vigilance is the eternal price of freedom. We should all be vigilant as media, as employees, as officials, that we are always accountable to our people. And our currency is our faith in our people that we have the capacity to serve them. Any other manifestation? If I hear na, yes, finally.
Mr. John, we now tackle the SICAN.
Sorry.
Can we be allowed to...
For item number 2, we will discuss this some other time. We will be giving you copies of the letter of Attorney David Tirol. Apparently, he was not invited today. Okay? Yeah, we'll go copy. If there are none, thank you for your presence. Have a good day. The committee meeting is adjourned.
Balik.